all the heroes and legends I knew as a child have fallen to idols of clay, and I feel this empty space inside, so afraid that I've lost my faith. These are lyrics from the band Styx, lyrics that resonate deeply with me at this point in time. See, I grew up in the 1980s, and I was a big fan of the heavy metal movement of the 1980s, spirit of rebellion, spirit of power. And what I'm seeing now is many heroes, or I would have called them heroes at one time at my life, people who inspired me in some way, shape, or form, who stood for attitude, who stood for strength, who stood for a rebellious spirit. Many of those so-called heroes now are using their platforms to push a spirit of compliance, a spirit of bowing down, a spirit of defeat of the human soul. And I find that absolutely disgusting. And you know the phrase, don't meet your heroes, because everybody's human. So many people who are presented as idols by our media structures, they're still human. And then when you get smartened up and you realize what it takes to make it to the top, to get the rub from our media, the rub from any kind of power structure, whether it be entertainment or politics, anything that is going to be in the public eye on a big platform, then you realize not only are these people just humans, a lot of times they've compromised quite a bit to get there, and you just simply don't know that. You don't know what they compromised. Compromised values that you and I might hold in high regard. So when you realize something that inspired you, or someone who inspired you and you looked up to at a time of childlike innocence is not what you thought they were, and they're telling you to do something that does not resonate with the truth of your soul, there are different avenues people can take. Some people who haven't woken up, who still idolize the celebrities that the media pushes on them, they simply comply and they continue to worship their false idols. Other people go into a state of cognitive dissonance where they realize, wow, everything I believed in, so much of what I believed was just an utter fraud. It was an utter lie. Simply meant to manipulate me, manipulate my energy and my attention, and aim it towards another end. And they go into a state of depression. But the third route, which is the route I'm taking, is you look to what inspired you. What about these heroes and whatever spirit they put out into the world, what about that truly inspired you and gave you something to look forward to, something to rise up in life? And you take those elements, those principles, those ideals, and you become it yourself. You become the hero that your soul needs to see and believe in this time. You take that upon yourself. And this is not something you do alone. This is something that requires a spiritual practice, practice of prayer, practice of introspection, a practice of asking what's higher in you to guide you into being this. It's harmony with the egoic nature and the higher nature to become a being of integrity and to be that first and foremost for yourself, so that you look yourself in the mirror every morning, you look yourself in the eye and you respect what's looking back. And it's not a path that promises material possessions, worldly accolades, but it is the path of self-respect, and it is the path of a true hero. And right now the world needs true heroes. It needs less false idols, less manipulators, and it needs true heroes. Human beings who have the courage to listen to their hearts and souls and stand in strength and courage with what their soul is calling them to do and to be. And let go of that which deceived them and has led them off that path, which has led them to believe that you're not worthy. These other people who the media celebrates, they're worthy, and because the media is telling you to value and care about what they're telling you to do, you need to do it. The world needs less of that and more genuine heroes. And though I'm someone who is using these public platforms, and one of my dreams is to build support for my creative spirit, build enough people who believe in me and what I share and value that it supports me and it takes me to places that my soul needs to go on my hero's journey that otherwise I would not be able to access. That being said, my intention for you is not to be simply a blind follower. You may meet me in person and I may disappoint you. I may not be what you thought I was, but I can say I'm at least honoring the path of my soul's calling to what my soul is calling me to be. And hopefully you're doing the same. Hopefully my words, my energy seem to matter. These platforms don't have a whole lot of love for the shadow teacher these days because I'm sharing a message like this as opposed to telling you what they want their creators to say. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here for that reason, but hopefully I'll find a way and higher spirit will send me on the right path for what my soul needs to do on its own journey. That being said, my friends, be strong, be your own hero, and I'll see you on the other side.